All right, hello and welcome everybody back to another stream. I'm your CFI, and I really appreciate everybody stopping by. Today we'll be taking this gorgeous MD-11 fictional Alitalia livery from MK Studios Rome, version 2 this is, up to Fly Tampa's Copenhagen airport. I haven't been to that airport yet, so we're going to go give it a try. Before my thoughts come on this airplane, what I do want to say is I want to say thank you to all the channel partners. You'll see them at the top right corner of the screen, and I really appreciate all of them. I have some discount codes and affiliate links for them all down in the description as well. Today, the hardware we'll be using is the Moza AY210 yoke, and I do have an affiliate link with them as well. So if you want to pick up one of their yokes or any of their products, I would really appreciate you using one of the Moza links I have down in the description. I'll also be using the Wing Control FCU autopilot panel, as well as the Wing Control rudder pedals, the Skywalkers. And further, I'm using the Honeycomb Bravo throttle with the Pro Desk Sim 727 set. I don't have an MD-11 set, but I have a 727 set. We'll be using that. I'll have that on camera for you later. If you'd like to check out anything from Pro Desk Sim, we also have a discount code for them as well in the chat, so appreciate if you guys would use those. And yeah, this airplane is absolutely fantastic. So as you guys know, or maybe you don't know, I fly the CRJ 900 in real life, and this flight model is the closest to an airliner flight model that I could think of. I've never flown anything heavier than an RJ 900, but all these airplanes in these sims, they don't, there's no inertia to them, there's no weight to them. And even though the CRJ is like a 60 to 80,000 pound jet, it's still a pretty heavy jet. And it just seems like the 3.7 and all that stuff, you put a little bit of pressure and the airplane's already flipped over. Whereas this airplane, you really need to actually work it. So I really, really like the flight model of this. It also doesn't have the helium balloon effect that every plane has affected by the Microsoft Sim. So that it's fantastic. There's a couple bugs, and the bugs are few, but there are there. Some with the nav data transitions on a sit out of a star, but there are fixes for that. So just look up on YouTube, how do I fix MD-11 transitions, and it should pop up. It's just something with a JSON file you got to fix, so it should work quite well. Anyways, that's about it. We're going to get started and get on our way to Copenhagen. So let's check out the chat here. Love Planes, hello, welcome. MD-11, no way. Yeah, man, this thing's awesome. VSeth, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Is this 24? This is Microsoft 2024, and the performance on this airplane is fantastic. Just buttery smooth performance. Look how gorgeous this airplane is. Look at it. Okay. Anyways, beautiful airplane. This is MK Studios Rome version 2. What a beautiful looking airplane. I think this livery, man, this livery looks good. I don't think they ever flew these. I'm pretty sure they had DC-10s though, if someone wants to confirm. But I don't think they have I don't think they ever had MD-11s in their fleet, Alitalia. When did they add this? It's not too long. I think it's a few days ago they added the MD-11. So it is native to 2024. It's actually a cup of coffee. It's about $4 or $5 to go from 2020 to upgrade yourself to 24. If you don't own the 2020 version, then you're obviously paying full price for the MD-11 there. But yeah, just a few days ago they added it in. There's a couple bugs here and there, but for the most part, this aircraft works flawlessly. And I'm telling you right now, it's a pleasure to fly this thing with the Moza yoke. I have a profile on my Discord. If you want my Moza yoke profile, it is on my Discord for free, obviously, in the training resources section. It's a profile that I've curated. Have I flown the MD-11? No. I've flown the CRJ, and I take my CRJ experience and kind of just interpolate and see what I like the best and what I think it would feel like. So that's what the profile I have for it. How much is full price? I want to say it was 70 or 80 dollars. I'm pretty sure. The bundle I think is 100. If you want the freighter and the passenger variant, I believe it's 105 for both of them. This right now we're in the passenger variant, but obviously the most common is the freighter variant now flying in real life. So if you want to do real road routes, I'd get the freighter. If you want both, then just get the bundle. Yeah, it's fantastic. TFDI always does a great job, and I had their 717, their very first product ever, when they released it on P3D, which is very good too. Jumping into the flight deck here, I actually just recently made a tutorial video on how to start this airplane. It does look very complicated. It almost looks space shuttle-y, but I'm here to tell you that it's actually super simple. This entire panel looks complicated because you got to remember you're adding a third engine, right? So that third engine's going to cause like basically triple the amount of switches out of a usual cockpit, but everything here is all automatic. This whole panel, for the most part, is run by the automatic system. The bleed air is automatic system. The fuel is automatic. So you don't really have to touch anything. It's actually very, very nice. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come up top here. We're going to select our battery to the on position. Alrighty. We're going to go ahead and apply our external power and galley. Alrighty. After being done that, we're going to go ahead and arm our emergency power. Let's come down here and turn our navigation lights on. Back up to the top left, we're going to turn on our IRS switches. 1, 2, and the auxiliary. It's going to do a cargo fire test automatically for you. Alrighty, and the airplane's now waking up. We can go and clear these cautions here. We can go to the iPad. We're going to press Import Flight Plan. You can see we're going, it's 2 hours 35 in the air. MD-11 from Rome to Copenhagen. This is our flight plan right here. Should have a fuel of 47,000 pounds with a takeoff weight of 382,000 and the zero fuel at 333 or 336. So we'll press set payload and fuel, and this is all just going to get set up for us. Payload set. Alrighty. Now, you can choose to enter this data into the FMC manually, or you can just press send flight plan to FMC. So we're just going to press that. Harris, yo, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. I got to know, has performance increased with the new version? I was struggling so hard with FPS with the update. Dude, my performance is fantastic. Mine is amazing. All my settings are medium high, and I have my frame rate locked to 45, but with DLSS frame gen, 45 equals 90. So I'm just buttery smooth right now. They had both MD-11C and DC-10. C was 9304 and the regular was 94. Oh, that's cool. Okay, good. So this is actually potentially a more realistic thing. I just wanted to fly out of Italia, but it's cool if they actually do have it. After we go in there, we'll click our FMC here. We can clear the warning. We can press FMC, flight plan in it, and we can press initialize IRS. We're going up to 32,000 feet, so 320. Now on a standard day, it's minus 48, but let's quickly take a look at the OFP. And right now it's only +1, so it'll be minus 47. Perfect. Our flight number is 111. Why? Because I made it up. That's the reason why. And our alternate is EKYT. No idea where that is. EKYT. Our cost index for the day, 94. They want us hauling. 94. All right, that's the first page filled out. Next page. Block of 47.3. And total fuel, 47.3. That makes sense. Click that in there. Takeoff gross weight. Zero fuel weight entered by itself. Takeoff CG. Zero fuel weight CG. That's the second page filled out. Taxi fuel, they call for a 0.5. Let's see. They're actually calling for 2,000 pounds. I think that's a bit excessive. It says 20 minutes of taxiing. I'll give it 1,000 pounds. I guess 1.0. Oh, wait. My typing. There we go. And the trip, or the burn, is 28.3. Oh, slash 207. Okay, well, let me change that, but that's fine. We'll let it do it at once. That's A-okay by me. So anyways, this is all filled out. We're going to go to the flight plan button, Rome, SID, And we are taking, let's see, they do actually have ATC online today. Let's quickly take a look-see on the runway in use. 25. That's pretty simple. So we're going to select runway 25. And of the departures, it's the SOSA 5 Alpha. Okay, we're going to go ahead and insert that. Then, over there in, not the alternate, over there in Copenhagen, we will select Copenhagen, star. And our arrival over there, I love this thing, is going to be Mona 5 Charlie. Mona 5 Alpha. Bravo, Charlie. And if we have it, it's the Monac transition. It says no transition, so that's all. That's good. We're going to leave the approach alone for the time being. We're just going to put the star in there. It says insufficient fuel, but that's fine. We'll be A-okay. Let's go to the top of the flight plan. We'll just click flight plan. And I'm just going to cross-reference my SID here. Let me quickly get the right one. Okay, so it's 410 feet right there to RF 792. This one has 777, so that's already wrong. Then RF 706. All right, let's go back. If it allows me to, SID. SOSA 5 Alpha, yeah. There was no transition, but if it would be SOVAM, but that's already in the flight plan. I noticed this was doing it before as well, where it had the wrong entries in. Now this is might be a bug. There is a bug going on with this, but let me check your comments here for a second. Have you seen the new Winwing Airbus? Winwing Airbus what? Lucky, welcome. Thanks for stopping by, my friend. Dominic, welcome. Hello, thank you. Yeah, I mean, you got the right one. What I'm going to go ahead and do is maybe I'll clear. I'm going to go ahead and clear these. You're not really supposed to do this, but I'm going to make my own make my own flight plan real quick. Let me really quickly just go check that there's nothing else in there that I missed. Because it happened to me earlier. No. All right. So flight plan. And we're going to type in RF 706. Then we're going to go to that's, I should put the restriction in there. Speed 200 at 3,000 or above. At or above 3,000. Flight plan has it there. Then we're RF 711. Ooh, 711. Fix my chair here. RF 711. Alrighty, and that one is above 6,000, no speed restriction. Which is flight level. Then we're going to RF 712. And that one is above 11,000. Then to SoCiv. Spell it wrong. SOSIV. SoCiv. And then it's on to SOVAN, but we'll leave the discount in there, as I believe they have to clear us for that. So that's it there. Let me go check the star is correct, because I think the star looks pretty good. Yeah, we should be good on that. So we'll leave that for the time being. Let's go takeoff and arrival. We're going to go over here to the iPad, and we're going to go perf, LIRF, perf, LIRF 25, get weather. Takeoff weight, we'll get the takeoff weight. It'll be anti-ice of none. Our pack's on, and we'll calculate that. Oh, wait, get weight. There you go. Calculate that. Camix, welcome, welcome. Hello, I think it will be the SOCiv 5 Alpha Trans SOFAN 1 Echo. Let me give it a try. I've already kind of typed it in now, but if it is that, then that differs from the flight plan, because the flight plan says SOCI 5 Alpha with SOVAN. But I think you might be right. Let's see. Click, click, click. Holy crap. I don't think you can make this many sits. Oh, there. SOCI 5 Alpha. It was my mistake. Perfect. I knew it was doing something wrong. We'll go ahead and insert that. Let's go take a look. So 406 still has RF92 in there. Oh, that is right. 92, 706, 707. Perfect. Thank you so much, Mr. Kamix. European departures scare me. There we go. And then SOVAN over there. Whoops, wrong button. Let's go back here. Performance. 36, 36, 58, flex to 59, and 10 on the flap. Unfortunately, there's no send to FMC, but we're going to press 136. I wonder if there's a way. Can I get the iPad here? Somewhere like a click spot where I can move it or something. 36, 36, 58. It'd be a flap 10. And it was a flex of 59. It's 13 degrees. 0 slope. 13C. And how much headwind? You got a tailwind of 6 knots. So it goes 0.0 slash minus 6. Is that how that would work? Yep, tailwind. All right, perfect. That's all good. That's all entered in. Let's go to the overhead panel, guys. We're going to start up the APU. Now, there's two ways to start the APU. You can start the APU by clicking the start-stop button here, or you can simply just press the APU button here. Sorry, here, APU power, and that's going to start. What it's going to do is going to do two things. It's going to start the APU, and it's also going to do a. It's going to bring the gens online. Yeah, thanks, Gamix. I'm a big believer in is like one SID. All you need is radar vectors. So one of the few things Montreal does right. Montreal 6 departure. That's all they have. That's all you need. Atlanta is the busiest airport in the world, and it has like, what, 10 departures? And they have a ton more runways. What a gorgeous airplane, though, isn't it? I think this plane looks absolutely fantastic. There's the APU coming online. You know what? My sounds have been off this whole time. You guys got to tell me this stuff. You guys got to tell me this stuff. I'm not professional here. I'm not like a CST or a fly with lotto. You guys gotta tell me when I'm screwing up. You guys want the sounds louder or quieter? You guys let me know. The overhead panel is, or sorry, the APU is on. The power has been accepted. We can go and get rid of the external power. And we can get rid of it on our services here as well. Disconnect. We're going to set our parking brake. Disconnect the wheel chocks. Close passenger 2L. We can go ahead and get rid of the bridge. And what we're going to do now is tune into the ground frequency and get our clearance. 21.9. Oh, let me go ahead and change my push to talk button here. All right, so it's information Delta, and we're at stand 607. Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it. A little late. And ground Italia 111. Stand 607, information Delta, requesting Copenhagen, IFR. I think I said we're coasting. That's fine.
Sorry, second.
Yeah, Italia 111. At stand 607, information Delta, requesting IFR clearance to Copenhagen as filed.
Italia 111, kilogram buonasera, information Echo Oscar, clear to Copenhagen via Soviet 5 Alpha departure, 71 Echo transition, runway 25, climb to 4,000 feet, scope 1250.
Okay, we're cleared to Copenhagen as filed, the Sofa 5 Alpha with the 71 Echo transition. And we'll runway 25 to expect, up to 4,000 feet, squawking 1250, Italia 111.
Italia 111, arriva correct.
Alrighty. So, let's go in here and set 4,000 feet. And we'll set the heading of the runway as well. Runway 25. Let's see here. A heading of 247. And we're going to leave 250 there for now as well. What's that little, like, spiral turn it's going to do? Let's quickly check this across the SID here. $792, 706, 707, 708, SOSIV. Oh, it's double. Okay, let me get rid of these. No, it's not. Opa. Opa. Where the heck did that come in? MSFS is the best? Yeah, it's pretty good. Glad to help. So how old is flying? So how old is this flying dinosaur? We'll say this is from like the we'll say this is like a 97. I don't know. Last time for me in the MD-11 was back in FSX PNG. Dude, that was an awesome one. I loved that one. That was really cool in my opinion. There's the problem. This is my manual stuff that I was typing in earlier. Alrighty. There we go. It's a good thing we checked that.
Ground, good evening, guitar 1607, gate 406.
Still don't know why it's
on board, request IFR clearance to Venice. 1607 information, Echo car, clear to Venezia via Soviet.
Yeah, I don't know why it's that weird left turn going on.
Climb to 4,000 feet, stroke 1,000.
Well, anyways, we're going to see how this goes. Let's go ahead and get our beacon light on. Actually, let's not do that. Let's get that off. What we are going to do is get GSX running, and we'll do prepare for pushback departure. And we're going to select the APU bleed on as well. If you guys are new here as well, please hit the like button and subscribe. Appreciate all of that. Mike, I think you should give the TFDI MD-11 a try, man. This thing is really, really cool. In my opinion, at least. Isn't this guy supposed to be, like, facing my direction? Oh, there's two of them. What are you doing in there, pal? I was going to say, back in FSX, really didn't have the MD-11 in the air long enough to appreciate it. I crash burn every time. No, dude, I think you'd really, really, really like it. It's really cool. Let's go ahead and wait on that, and we're going to request pushback clearance from good old ground. We should probably put our squawk code in here, and we'll put it to the exponder section. That one on right there. Sweet. And I'll just make sure that is the right squawk code. Mr. Flight Sim Gaming. Hello, welcome. Thanks for stopping by, Lonnie. Hope you're doing well. Man, you got to get in this sim, man. This plane is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Let's go up here, guys, and get our seatbelts signed on. No smoking on, all that great stuff. I don't know why we need those still in this day and age, but we'll have no smoking signs on. No smoking on my airplane. And we're going to go ahead and get our artificial horizon all centered up. I like how long you have to hold it for. It's funny. Alrighty. Now I had the trim setting here somewhere. I gotta remember where that was. 5.2. I guess we can't move it till the hydraulics come on, so we're gonna wait on that. Let's go ahead and ask for clearance to push then. And ground, it's Alitalia 111, stand 607, ready push, information echo.
Alitalia 111, we should start at point 62, QNH 1023.
1023 and starter point 62 for Alitalia 111.
Ready for taxi, and we are.
Alright, well, let's find where that is real quick. And rural, that's nice. You just tell the ground guy, hey, push us to point 62, and they just know where it is. But in Vatsimland, I gotta find where that is.
November Hotel Golf, November Golf, and November holding point 25 with 8068.
I'm gonna have to do the good old unfamiliar. Where the heck is .62 at? Do you think the real MD-11 will fly again? No idea. It probably will, but it might. It probably will take a little bit. I've been spending too much on my plane lately. Yeah, man. There's so many add-ons coming out. And ground's Alitalia 11, just so I don't push the wrong way. We're kind of unfamiliar. Where is spot 6-2? Is it facing to the south?
It's facing north on Sierra.
North on Sierra. Thanks so much, Alitalia 11. Alright, so that'll be nose to the left is kind of the best I can do with the good old GSX. Nose left is north. Alrighty, so beacon light on. The doors are all closed, the pumps are automatic, the bleeds are automatic, the transponder is on. Parking brake release. Now, I don't know if we can do this before the engines are started or after, but I'm going to go ahead and click the auto flight button and the perf button. And now we have takeoff, clamp, and prof armed. And we'll probably have to do it again once the engines are actually started here. I'm going to get to your comments here just in a second, guys. I'm going to get you a nice little cool view to watch. There you go. Phoenix, Airbus, or PMDG's 37. Oh, he's closing. Oh, well. It depends on what you want, man. The 37 is awesome. The Phoenix is awesome. The iFly Max is really good. This aircraft is awesome. It depends what type of aircraft you want. If you want a bit more of a challenging aircraft, I'd get probably the 7-3. And then more on the automatic side of things. This is a very automated airplane, believe it or not. And the Airbus 320 is very automated as well. Also, the Airbus 340 and 350 from any builds are great as well. So that might be worth a look as well. Hunt says, looks like 717 autopilot panel. Yeah, it's basically a plug and play. They just ripped it out of there. Not sure what to buy at first. Yeah, Mike. I'd watch some reviews and kind of go based on that. The Phoenix, you can't go wrong. It's fantastic. There's a giveaway Saturday? Oh, I think he's like looking emoji. I bought this plane yesterday and the didn't want to fly it. I'm intrigued to learn more about it. Contrail code came in clutch. Nice. Hey, man, thanks for using the code. Really appreciate that. I hope you enjoy the airplane. What does the auto flight do? Is like the Airbus managed mode. What that'll do, to my knowledge, is it's going to put the takeoff symbology up, and it'll also, once I go advance my throttle, it arms the auto thrust system, and it will advance the thrust levers for me. And then prof or perf, it's going to be VNAV, basically. Let's go ahead and start our engines, guys. So we're going to start number 1. And it's all automatic. Oh, actually, it's not automatic. I got to do ignition source. I don't know if they use A or B. We'll do A. And we'll start number 1. And then once your N2 reaches 15%, you're going to go ahead and add the fuel in. Alright, adding fuel on 1. I'm going to tell GSX to stop me here because they're pushing me way too far. Let's try to hear these sounds. I'll put the sounds up for you guys. Not bad. There's the packs coming back online. We'll go back inside the flight deck. I'll lower the volume a bit. We're going to start number 2. We'll get GSX a good start. They can go away. And we're looking for 15% on the number 2 engine N2. I think I broke it when I restarted GSX. Let's see if I can fix it by adding fuel. No, okay. Yeah, I restarted the county. Hopefully I didn't get a Wasm crash. Let's see. Okay, no, that still works. But my engine is stuck there, so let's close that off. Oh no, don't tell me I broke it by doing yeah, see that? It's just stuck. I told GSX to just stop me here, and then I restarted it, and it didn't like that. Let's see if I can... Yeah, that number is just stuck. Oh no. Does the left engine work? No, that entire screen is just frozen now. Am I paused? Oh, I think I was paused. All right. We're good, we're good, we're good. Thank God I tracked that. Let's put in number 2 fuel. Like I said, originally marketed by McDonnell Douglas in the early 90s as the McDonnell Douglas MD-95. I don't think I like that as much. I think I like MD-11. The glare shield and displays are iconic MD style. Yeah, they just, I mean, it looks like a 7.1, but I think this came out before the 717. Is that, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, that would have been terrible if that ruined the stream right there. We'll start number 3. Number 2 is that center engine, by the way, guys. The one in the tail. We're gonna do something really cool after this engine starts. I want to show you a very cool little quirk of the airplane, I should say. Go ahead and start number 3. He wanted me to push over here, but there's no way I'm gonna get GSX to do that. Yeah, in rear world, when they give you a clearance like that, you just tell the ground guys, hey, they want to spot 62 face north, and then all the ramp guys know where everything is, so they'll know where to bring you. What a I keep looking at the airplane. It's just such a gorgeous looking airplane. All right, so that third engine's just coming up online now. Let's go ahead. The APU will automatically shut off as long as you started it with the way I started by clicking this button. So that's that should shut off by itself. What we can also do at this point is we can turn our ignition source. I don't know if they would turn these off or on, but I'm going to turn mine off because I don't think we need a continuous ignition. Our trim was 5.2, so we can go ahead and set 5.2 on the trim. Now, if you remember, the flap setting was flap 10, but if you go to the handle here, we don't have a flap 10. We have a 0 and 28. So what we actually have to do is we put your flap into this 0 indicator there, the 2-stage, and then you're going to actually dial the flap setting. So we want flap 10. I'm going to scroll that to 10, and now we're getting flap 10. It's quite cool. It's quite genius, actually, because you can have multiple, you can have a whole range of flap settings. Just kind of, it's kind of smart. If you think about it. Alrighty, what do we got here? Engine ignition not armed? I guess I need it. Alright, we'll leave one on. Maybe both on. I don't know. So the APU should shut off. I don't know when it decides to shut off. Let's get rid of the APU bleed. I'm kind of curious. It was a close one, Chuck, for sure. SNA, welcome, welcome. Thanks for stopping by, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's go ahead. I think Ground City's getting offline, so we're just going to give ourselves a taxi clearance. Yeah, he's all offline. Let me make sure there's no one else here, and then we're just going to start taxiing by myself. It looks as though there's no one here, so we're going to go on 22.8. Alrighty. And the other thing I'm going to do is just make sure takeoff, clamp, perf, armed. We're just going to click perf again and auto flight once more just to make sure. There we go. Takeoff, clamp, perf, armed. Awesome. So we're good to go there. Auto brakes of RTO. And then we're going to arm our spoiler. Taxi light on. And we can go ahead and I'll give you guys the camera view. So this is the Moza AY210 yoke right here. Move my mic out of the way. And then this over here is the ProDesk Sim 727 throttles, but I'm using them for today because they work just fine. So we're going to get going here. Let's go parking brake off. And we're just going to taxi Mike Romeo Bravo short of 25. Premature traffic, Delta 111, taxiing Mike Romeo Bravo short of runway 25, Rome. And there we go, the APU has shut itself off. Is that when it happens, Rob? I mean, that would make sense. That would make sense. This airplane does not need a lot of power to get moving. It goes quickly. Alright, well maybe we should get on the line. I was just hoping I'm on the line somewhere. It is a big airplane though, so don't taxi too quick. And you're going to want to take those turns under, especially this 90-degree turn coming up, you're going to want to take these that's 10 knots or less. You fly with us today, Rob? If you guys are new to the MD-11, I do have a brand new tutorial out for it today on how to start it. Just a quick start tutorial, nothing like in-depth with failures and testing things, but how to get it off the ground. And we are going to have some news soon about a tiller coming in. So keep an eye out on that. That's going to be very cool. No idea where I'm going to put that, but we're going to figure it out. Alright, so that was Mike, this is Romeo, and then we're going to take the right turn on Bravo. It's too bad no one's controlling us here. And we're clear left and clear to the right. Do you have a Winwing profile for PAP 3? I don't for the PAP 3. I'm using the with a Wing Control FCU, the Airbus style. It's just online. You just search up Wing Control FCU MD-11 and it should pop up. There might be one for a PAP 3 as well. I'm not too sure. But this the Winwing or the Wing Control Airbus FCU works best for it because it's the MD-11 has a lot of push-pull functionality. Let me know if you want the sounds louder, guys, or is it good for you? Is that a 320 over there? Yeah, I got a 321, I think. Not today, I just my scenery's transferred 24 this morning, though. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, I just use add-on linker, and it's very easy to transfer all your sceneries over. But basically, guys, now that we have the auto flight system armed and you have the takeoff boxed with takeoff clamp, I'm basically gonna bring my thrust up to about 50% stable, then advance towards 70, and then the auto thrust system should actually take the thrust levers and advance them forward to the takeoff setting, which will be 99.1 today. So it should do it automatically. I don't have to click toga. I don't have to put it in a detent. You just bring the thrust up past 70, and the auto thrust system takes over, and that's it. A little weird. I don't know if I like that personally, but it works. There's a little baby bus coming around the corner there. What a beauty, especially with the little little dot on the nose. There's a MobiFlight profile PAP 3 buttons work as the pull. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, I'm using the FCU, but there's well, whoever asked, someone asked for the PAP 3 there. Putting out some Northwest liveries for the Mad Dog 20th. MD-11 still need to pick up the PBG upgrade. Yeah, well, I mean, the MD-11 upgrade is actually an upgrade price of $5. So, like this aircraft, in my opinion, has one of the best flight models in this sim. It is so good. Yeah, man, this thing, like, I love this airplane. Lonnie, we're gonna do 320s when you came over, but I think we're just gonna do MD-11 now. No, you gotta see the setup for the Airbus. So you're gonna like the Airbus setup. We're gonna have fun. By the way, guys, if you don't know, Mr. Flight Sim Gaming will be coming to my house. We will be doing a stream together with the Airbus Phoenix 320. So stay tuned for that. Be here on Saturday around 7 p.m.-ish Eastern. Might have to eat our veals first. We'll see how that goes. And stay tuned for that. It'll be a really cool stream. Mr. Flight Sim Gaming is also a streamer, so go check out his channel, and we will be streaming together at my house. I'm going to try RNAV approach and update MD-11. I'm hoping the VNAV is a lot better. Yeah, I haven't tried it at all. I've actually never even... I've not done a flight with this airplane. I've done some landing practice, and that's it. So this is technically the first flight of the airplane. I did a little bit in 2020, obviously, but never in 24. Yeah, I haven't paid for... Is there an MD-80 upgrade fee? I haven't paid for that. Room premature traffic, it's Alitalia 111, lining up runway 25, Bravo. Alright, let's go ahead and get this all stuff out of the way so I can focus on the rest of it. So, no, this is forward, not Airbus. Throw those two on as well. Actually, I probably should have taken it from that one, but that's okay. We'll be okay. Transponder to TCAS, where is it? TIRA? There we go. Oh, what did I click? I just changed my flap. Flap 10. That's where tiller comes in handy. Alright, we're clear on the right. We're clear on the left. Is there strobe lights in this thing? Nav, logo, beacon, I guess high intensity? Maybe? Oh well. Just click auto flight and perf again, even though I don't need to because it says it there, but I'm nervous. Alright, we're gonna go a little past this line, then we'll do a nice big hard left turn. Now, if you guys are members of the chat, I want you guys to get the flex emojis in chat. Whoever the members are, get your flex emojis in the chat. Strobes next to seatbelt, you think? I don't think so. That's okay. Whatever. We're on the runway. They'll see us. Alright, let's power on up. And then we're just going to advance the thrust levers here. And you'll notice if I let go, it gets set into the takeoff thrust. Get your flex emojis in chat, guys. There's a V1. Or not a V1, what am I talking about? There's 80 knots. There's a V1. V1. Rotate. And with the positive rate, we can select the gear up. I hope that's the right climb angle. Hey, that was the right climb angle. That's pretty good. This gear is very quick, by the way. That gear, that raised very quickly. I don't know if that's true to life or not, but incredible climb angle. I'm at 23 degrees nose up right now. There's the acceleration altitude, so we're gonna start nosing on down. Yeah, working on it. That was 3 for 4,000.
Stabilize their motion.
I'm gonna go ahead and select the AP1. And it didn't do this part of it, but that's fine. We'll go 706. I had a feeling it wasn't going to do that. And we'll select nav mode. Oh, that was my fault. That was actually my fault. That's what I was supposed to click. Autoflight, prof, and nav. That's my mistake. That's okay. We'll learn for next time. Now, there's no ATC. I don't know what's happening to this thing, but there's no ATC. I'm just going to give myself the next one. And ready. So the speed restriction's gone. We're going to go flap 0. Hashtag skill? No. You just go add something around there. High intensity strobes? Cool. Then we did get them on. Sweet, sweet, sweet. I'm like, it has to be this one. There's nothing else left to click. So it has to be one of these. I don't know if this is true to life, but it looks like it gives itself not enough room to actually get on its tracks. I don't know if that's true. But anyways, because there's no one else here, I'm going to select our cruise altitude today of 35,000.
Stabilizer motion.
And then all we're going to do, I believe, is push in. Nope, not push in. We're not going to push in. Don't do that. We're going to bring that up to 35,000. And then click perf. It says alert. Climb thrust 32,000. The thrust is getting increased. We can go and do, please. Thank you. Deselect our spoiler. Deselect our auto brake. What's the temperature out here? 12 degrees. It's going to be getting colder. Where would I put engine anti-ice? Anti-ice. 1, 2, 3. We're fast enough that the wing and tail... Oh, tail! It has tail anti-ice. That's cool. That we don't need it. This should be auto, I assume, right? I assume this stuff is automatic. Oh, maybe I should have had that on from before. Alright. Probably should have had that on from before. What do you want? No ice detected. I know there's no ice detected. Not yet. Once we're through this little layer, we're going to get rid of it. I like to be extra careful. Actually, it's 13. It's getting hotter as we're getting higher, so let's get an inversion going on. We can turn off our anti-ice now. Usually gets colder. I don't know. Whatever. Safer than sorry. Let's go ahead and fix our heading. I don't like that it says pitch. 250 pitch, nav 1, climb thrust 32. I believe this means we're in VNAV, though. Should be in hectopascals as well. And we should be able to go standard. We'll fix our heading indicator to go over there. Thanks for all the flex emojis in chat, guys. Appreciate you. I hope that I hope the Boris can make the true sounds of this rattle trap of an airplane. I don't think he can, man. I mean, he doesn't have access to one, right? He'd have to get access to one. Which maybe he can now that they're all parked, I guess. I'm trying to bring this screen brightness up. They're a little dim. But anyways, we're through 10,000 feet. Go select that off. It's been pretty smooth, so we can go belt to auto. Should be more than fine. And we're climbing away, guys. Let's just make sure my flaps are in 0, which they are. The gear is up. Everything is good. I'm going to turn the camera off. Appreciate all you guys watching. You guys are killing the like button and subscriptions lately. So if you guys want to check out how to fly, didn't really understand what he said. But if you guys want to learn how to fly this airplane in a more of a faster kind of quick format, I did post a 10-minute how to fly this airplane or how to start this airplane video today, and I'll be continuing that with the taxi and takeoff video as well. It looks like the textures here need a little bit of work, but you know, other than that, when you really zoom into it, probably should have traffic on. I like data as well personally, and yeah, I don't like that it says pitch, but that might just be what if I shouldn't do this. What if I pull? It still says pitch. So if I click perf again? Okay, yeah, we'll leave it like that. That should be good. I flew on these as a kid. Used to fly to Finland every summer, and Finnair was the launch customer. That's really cool, man. How are they as a passenger? I've never even been on one. The dimmer switches are under the fuel start on the center pedestal. Center pedestal. That's probably one of the worst places you can put these. Imagine hitting this by accident, hitting one of the fuel switches. There we go. Now I can see. Please don't hit the fuel. Please don't hit the fuel. All right. There's a PFD. I kind of wish they made these bars like thicker and brighter, just because I know it might not be realistic or whatever, but it's kind of hard to see those. But what we're going to do now, guys, make sure you are in a seated position and calm and relaxed, or laying down. We're going to go to the cinematic view, and we will just look at the MD-11 and all its glory. A TFDI MD-11 install is saying a warning about not being connected to the internet. Any idea? You might want to check if you're connected to the internet. No, I'm joking. I don't know. I'm not too sure. I'm sorry, I had to make that joke. I'm not quite sure. Maybe if you have a VPN running, turn the VPN off. It might be blocking the service of TFDI. That could be a thing. Maybe a firewall issue, but I'm not too sure. Alright guys, well, another 2 hours and 10 minutes or so, and we will be in Copenhagen. I want to bring my physical throttles back to idle, but I'm kind of scared to do so. Yams 900, welcome, welcome. It is a very good aircraft. I'm still partial to Concorde. That'll always be my absolute favorite airplane in terms of looks, technology, speed, and just elegance, majestic airplaneness. I don't know if that's a category, but the Concorde wins my heart every time. But this is a great aircraft for sure. Did you use the MD-11 install sourced from TFDI? I did. And they made me do the updated one too. I had to update my installer as well. As a kid, I thought all planes were great, so I was thrilled to be on one. Don't remember much about the ride itself. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, most people don't really care about airplanes until they start getting into them, and then they, start to take notice of what they're flying on and all that kind of stuff. So that makes sense. Some of the flight attendants I work with don't even know like a lot of stuff about airplanes. It's kind of funny, actually. Someone they walked up once and said, "Oh, why does it get really hot when you guys start the engines?" And I had to explain about the packs and all that. So. Thank you for the subscriptions, guys. We got 2 more, by the way, so really appreciate that. Reminds me of the Mad Dog? Dude, it's a triple engine Mad Dog. That's kind of all it is. Also, if you guys want a different type of format of content, I also have a TikTok as well, so feel free to join the TikTok. I think I have it linked to my channel. On the channel, I think I have it linked as well, actually, yeah. Technically, it's Boeing, so we give credit to Boeing, but MD designed it. Yeah. Boeing just bought the rights, just like the Airbus 220. That's a Bombardier aircraft, through and through. Airbus just said, here, we'll pay the bill now. I think next time we fly this, we're going to be flying out of Germany with Lufthansa Kako. I'm going to turn my air conditioning off because it's crazy hot in here. Now, I didn't get time to set it up, but I do have the PU Air Korea CDU version 2, and they also went ahead and sent me their MD-11 faceplate. So I'll try to get that working for the next time we use this. Well, it sounds like we're reaching our top of climb. Let's just go ahead and fix our heading indicator here. I think if I pull it goes heading mode, so I'm not going to pull it. There's 34 for 35,000. Oh, I was supposed to go to 32,000. Whoops! We'll just go back to 34. I'll go vertical speed. Maybe not. I'll just do 34,000. And I think if I press this... Nope. Pull. There we go. Idle clamp. We're doing this for science, guys. Okay, you don't have to go that crazy. But this idle clamp is the equivalent of flight level change, I believe, which is the equivalent of open descent in an Airbus, which is the equivalent of descend mode in the CRJ. Got it. And that's pulling. Let me just make sure. I believe it was pulling. Yes. Okay. Perfect. What did I put in here? There you go. We'll just fix that. I love their wind indicator. It's like, oh, this way. It's like, just give me a diagonal arrow. Like, why would you? Anyways. Gonna take this right-hand turn here, and it's basically direct from this point on. Let's get rid of the airports. Not that. Not that. That one. Let's get rid of all those. What? Oh, the person closed their shade. The heck? Oh, look at the engine. There's a little heat blur. That probably should be a little wider, but that's pretty cool. You're not giving any credit to Bus for the 220, totally not them, and didn't they pay something crazy like $1 for design? Yeah, I think they Bombardier needed to get rid of the airplane. They just couldn't afford it. I don't know if they paid $1, but yeah, they didn't design anything on that. Now there is a problem with the Airbus 220 currently, which is it's a Bombardier problem. We call them Bombardierisms on the CRJ. But the problem is apparently something about the go around button. If you select go around mode with auto thrust engaged, with your VREF bugged, it won't sequence go around thrust and get you to the right speed. It'll actually just fly the VREF. So there's something in there in a lot of the companies' SOPs where they, once they are on final approach, they actually have to bug up their speed or something like that. Then they can press go around. There's some weird thing, but apparently Airbus is spending like millions, if not billions, on trying to fix that Bombardierism, which is quite funny. Stop closing the shades. 717 is the GOAT? 717 is pretty cool too. I'm gonna get some ground beef out of the freezer because I gotta cook after. Have you guys purchased the MD-11? If so, let me know how you like it. I'm loving this thing. Looks great. Sounds can be a little better. Flies fantastically, if that's a word. Absolutely amazing flight model. From my opinion, at least. I watched some AIrline MD-11 landings the other day. Some were real slammers. Yeah, this airplane looks like it would be the slammer. Just design-wise, it looks like it's, especially that engine, probably has a very weird C of G kind of thing going on. So, but I found the trick. It's kind of the CRJ trick I use. I call it the butt clencher technique, where I add something. In the MD, I at 50 feet, I just do a tiny pullback. We call it checking the nose. I don't do it in the RJ, but I do it in the MD. Just to bring the rate of descent from 800 a minute to about 600 a minute. And then at 20 feet, 20-30, I start a little flare, keep flaring, and then idle by 5 to 10 just before touching down. I keep that power under the last little bit there. Almost like a Q400. Q400, they actually land with power on a lot of the times, because the Q will slam. The Q400 will slam if you land with idle thrust, or idle power at like 10 or 12, 15 feet. Unless you got a lot of smash on it, but look at that reflection. Can I get rid of the shaking effect? Oh, a nose checker, eh? Yeah, I don't do it in the RJ, but in this airplane, it bodes well. Definitely a nice little thing in this airplane. I'll give you guys the view that I'm known for. There we go. Half the ground speed and drop to 0 for the flare height works pretty good. Cool. 140, 70, drop to 0, 7 feet. I ain't doing that. No, it would be 70 feet, actually. That doesn't make sense. Half the ground speed, let's call it 140, 70, drop to 0, 7 feet. I ain't doing that. I shall be sticking with my technique. Chase plane setting? Yeah, one of the settings. I just went back to chase view. I flew in Delta's MD-11 Atlanta to Gatwick. Felt like it was coming apart. A takeoff roll. Yeah, dude, we're getting an L-1011. I can't wait for that plane. I love tri-jet aircraft, and I love when they're like just Frankenstein 727 old type stuff. So I can't wait till the L-1011 comes out. That'll be really cool, and a DC-10 will be cool too. Sorry, half the vertical speed, not the... Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So about 800 a minute. Half that's 400 a minute, so 40 feet. Yeah, that works out. That's about right. Yeah, I like to do 50 feet. I like to change my technique in this airplane a little bit, and I haven't really landed it that many times, but I find checking those at 50 works well if you have like a really long runway, and if you're like super heavy loaded. Because the heavier you are, the faster you approach, means the steeper your descent on a 3-degree glide slope. So it's not uncommon to see 900 feet per minute to maintain a glide slope 3 degrees in this thing. So if I'm doing one of those heavy, hot, heavy, fast approach type stuff, I'll check the nose at 50. And then I'll start the rest of the flare around 20 and power idle by 10 to 5. But if it's like a light landing and maybe a bit of a smaller runway, then I'll start the flare at 20 or 30. But it flies beautifully. Like, it's really well done. And this is one of the airplanes that actually has like a correct, you can feel it has a correct ground effect, or a more correct ground effect. Like, and not that helium balloon effect that all the other airplanes have. Other airplanes float for years for some reason. But this aircraft really nails, in my opinion, how generally an airplane should fly on its flare. The other airplanes in this sim just float for, like, ever. Which I'm calling bullcrappy on. You fly the RJIRL, right? Yeah, I fly the CRJ 900. And 900NG, but who's counting? The half the ground speed, though, Rob, that one works well for the glide path. So, like, this thing, I typically approach at, we'll call it 150-ish. Let's say that's your ground speed. So 150 cut in half is 75. Add a 0, and that's 750 feet per minute should require for a 3-degree glide slope. But I never heard about the feet per minute one. It's a good little rule of thumb. You're using the Moza AB6? No, I'm using the Moza AY210. I'll put the camera up on here for you. So this is the Proda Sim throttles. Wing Control FCU. Moza AY210. The profile for this MD-11 that I made is on my Discord under the training resources section. Having the VS comes from a FedEx fleet bulletin after they were trying to get their bounce/hard landings down. Yeah, that makes sense. How do you like it, and do you see yourself upgrading? And if your airline does rather 737 or 320? That's a big loaded question. Upgrading to captain or upgrading to mainline? I probably see myself probably trying to get to mainline as humanly fast as possible. However, going captain isn't out of the realm of what I'd like to do. I'd like to do it, but you have to get those. You have to get that employee number. That's kind of the main thing. You want to get that seniority number started in the airline world. But then the plane. So do I see it happening? Yeah, it's probably going to happen. I don't know which airline, but I have a few that I want it to be. But it probably will happen, hopefully, in the next year and a half, 2 years. And what airplane? I'd want to, right off the draw, I want the 87, which can happen, but it's a little rare depending on what they have to give. But because you're coming with jet time with the airline I'm going to, you can technically have any shot at any aircraft they have. It's just what they have. The problem is they only in your ground school class have a certain amount of planes they're going to offer. So if it is between the 320 and the 37 though, Be a 3.7 max or a 320. They are getting the XLRs soon. I'd probably go 320. The max is awesome, but I just don't trust Boeing, the new Boeings anymore that much. And I like ICAST screens. Now, if it was like my ultimate pick, I'd like to do 6.7 for like I avoid the pun there, joke, but the 767 for like a year, maybe half a year to a year, and then go to the 8.7. That's what I'd want to do, and hope and pray they buy 350s. Upgrading planes, yeah. Hi, Mr. Moza, man. How's the yoke? I just got the AB9 and I'm stoked. Dude, the the yoke is awesome. The AB6 though, I just got, blew me away in Microsoft, or not Microsoft, in DCS. The telemetry data that DCS has to offer and the way it talks to the sim is fantastic. If you don't play DCS, I recommend you try starting, because in my opinion, the AB9 is a waste in Microsoft. The AB9 and the AB6 shine in the DCS on the F4 or the F14 or any of the helicopters. They are shining in there. They're so cool. The yoke is awesome too. I wish it was a pendular style force feedback yoke, but it is really good. But in my opinion, I actually paid for the yoke, but Moza sent me the AB6 to review for free. But in my opinion, the AB6 blew me away more with its force feedback, even though it's only 6 Newton meters and the yoke is 9. I think there's just more that you can feel out of the stick, I guess, than a yoke you can. This is still really cool though. It's very nice. The yoke replicates. You can replicate the feeling of like a stiffer yoke versus a lighter yoke, and you can also have all like the elevator droop and like prop planes and stuff. And I do have a whole review on the yoke, and I have a whole review on the AB6 as well, so feel free to go check those out. But the yoke's really good. The AB6 blew me away. Fantastic deal. And if they can make a pendular yoke force feedback for a cheap, like this, the same price or cheaper, I think they take the flight sim market by storm. If they can make a pendular force feedback yoke for 600 US, maybe 700 US, done deal. Done deal. Good luck, man. Good luck, man. Wish you the best, and keep the goal for the 87. Great aircraft. Yeah, it's a beautiful airplane. Look, if they paid me 787 salaries to fly a CRJ, I don't really care at that point, because the RJ is an awesome plane too. But I need more moolah. More moolah. Maybe I should go fly DC-3s for Buffalo Air for a little bit. Work the ramp for half a year. Sorry, meant AB6, hell of a deal with the included stick, not AB9. Yeah, the AB6 is fantastic. Now, the only time... The AB6 is 6 Newton meters, the AB9 is 12 Newton meters. The only time I've wanted more power out of the AB6 was with the F16. When it stiffens on up in the Viper stick doesn't actually move all that much, and it tries to replicate that. But the AB6, you can still force your way through it, whereas I think the AB9, you wouldn't be able to do that. But Rad, if you ever do buy anything else from Moza, I'd really appreciate using the link we have in the chat. I am affiliated with them as well. Unfortunately, I don't have a discount code for you, but it helps support the channel. So if you're going to buy something anyways, the link's down there in the description. Thank you for the subscriber as well. Appreciate you. Gained one more there. Let's see how long we got going on here. 021. Where would I put a clock? Did I get my lights off already? Yeah, I did. It's been very smooth too, turbulence-wise. That's very nice. Ah, there's the clock. That doesn't make sense. Save some time, guys. I'm just going to go direct to HDO over there. Does the AB9 support other sticks from VKB or Virpil? Virpil, yes. VKB, no idea. And Winwing, yes, if you have an adapter. Rob, if you're thinking about getting the Verp or the Moza, they do have an A10 styled grip that works as well. But I have the Virpil Mongoose grip, and that worked on my Moza no problem. I think the paddle at the back only works as a button, not an access, though. I think that's the only difference. But everything else works just fine. VKB, I think, works. I think the Thrustmaster Warthog... wait a minute. That one probably actually won't connect. I'm trying to think if that would or not. And then wing control grips should if you have the adapter. I also, let me put this on the camera. I also just bought this from Wing Control. I did not need this at all, but I bought the Orion 2 Strike Ace package. So it's an F-15 styled throttle. So we'll be doing a lot more DCS with that. Love your Gunfighter MK3. I'll look that one up. I don't even know what that thing is. Gunfighter MK3. So this is what I'm going to say. I know you might like it, Rob, and it looks good and everything, but I'm telling you, when you try the force feedback part, you're never going back. It's fantastic. Like, you know me, I've been playing DCS for like 12 years. The biggest game changer in DCS was like head tracking for me, and then I got VR, which is even like bigger game changer. It was like I can't live without VR, and now I can't live without head track or without force feedback. I'll never buy a non-force feedback stick ever again. It is so cool, and for like $400 to $500 US with a grip base and the desk mounts, it's a steal for the AB6. The AB9 is quite expensive. If you're gonna go the AB9 route, it's a bit more expensive, but there's a lot more power there. You just gotta find where to put it because it is quite a big unit. The AB6 is very small, compact, fits. You could probably even do a tabletop desk setup. I wouldn't do that. I would mount it the way it comes with the mounts. But I'm telling you, if you go Moza on the AB6 or the AB9, you're not going to regret it. You're going to love it. The other thing you can also try is wait for the Wing Control Cyber Taurus. Those are coming out, I think, soon too. But any force feedback, just trust me, get force feedback, and you will thank me later. Thrustmaster Warthog should be compatible with the same connector and thread. Haven't tried it yet, though. Cool. Well, that's why I asked if the AB9 can take other grips, specifically from VKB. Yeah, if it has the... Let me put it on the camera here. If it has this... Reach over here and get... If it has this style... Oh, I can't. There we go. If it has... This is the Virpil Mongoose grip. And if it has this little plug that looks like this, let me do this, camera. It should work. If it doesn't have that, it probably won't. Or you can get an adapter. Oh my god. Yo, Rad Brad, you should, dude, go return that. I have a Pimax code. You can save like $100, man. You're gonna love it though. I have a deal coming up with Pimax soon. We're gonna have some cool stuff coming up with Pimax very shortly. I'll put all the Pimax info I have in the chat there. You can save. So 3% doesn't sound like a lot, but once you're spending, let's see, we'll call it 1,500 for easy numbers. Times 0.03, it's $45 off. guess that's not that big of a deal, but it's still some money off. You can see, you can get a McDonald's meal for 2. I have a Pimax Crystal Light currently that I bought a long time ago, and I'm in talks with Pimax currently, so there will be more Pimax news shortly on the in the 2026 year. Oh my goodness, where have I been? Mine's already close to delivery. Dang! That's all good, man. You're gonna love it, though. The only thing with the Pimax that I have experienced that I don't like is it's a little heavy. So I'd recommend getting one of the support straps or one of the counterweights. It also gets a little hot. If it's your first VR, make sure you have a fan near you because it will get hot. If you've had VR before, then you'll probably be used to it, but... It's all good, Red Bread. Anytime you're gonna think of buying something, just go to the description first. I probably have a discount code for it. We're in talks with Big Screen too. If you're, I have a Big Screen coupon as well now. Actually, not about coupon. It might just be an affiliate link. But yeah, we got tons of stuff in the description here. If you guys want Tobii Eye Tracker, you got a discount code for that. Contrail Shop discount code for that. ProDesk Sim discount code. I think I already said that one. Pimax discount code. Tons of stuff. The Crystal Light is far cooler than my Reverb G2 was. Honestly, dude, I loved my G2. So I had the Oculus Rift, I had the Oculus Rift S, the Reverb G2, and now the Pimax Crystal Light. The Crystal Light is awesome, but the Reverb G2 for the price to performance, I think was a heavy hitter of a deal. Yeah, it was, and with headphones included. Yeah, I still have it. Yeah, the Reverb was cool. I sold mine because I was when I had it for a while, and then what happened was the whole thing that if they updated it, the software might stop working or whatever. So I sold it to buy the Pimax, and then of course after I did that, they figured out a way where some like third-party company came in and has software that'll make it work for a while now in the Reverb. But I don't regret it. Still, the Pimax is really good. Oasis driver. I didn't even know what it was called, but I guess that's it there. How do you add the MD-11 to the hanger? You just use the TFDI installer. It should come with an installer from the website, and you just download it, and that's it. Then all the liveries can just be put in your community folder. Oh, you got the crystal for the same reason? Yeah. Yeah, everyone got scared when that was coming out. Yeah, we have some. I don't know if I'm able to talk about it, but we have some cool news coming in from Pimax. I'm just waiting on them to send me a few things through the interwebs, and hopefully we'll have a cool review and streams coming up. I really appreciate you guys subscribing and liking. If you haven't hit the like button already, go ahead and hit that button. Why do I picture more Rudder like just searching up Moza AB9? Does it work with VKB Gunfighter Pro? And he's like pressing buy now with PayPal or something on the Moza site and not using the link in the description. Why do I picture that, Rob? Because I did. Buy now was not hit though. That was basically me about a week ago. Yeah. Did you actually seriously buy it there, Rob? You better use that link, man. We're not friends anymore. Unfortunately, they don't give me a discount code, though. I asked them about it, but they don't. Most is not about the discount. Winwing doesn't either. Wing Control doesn't do it either. I guess they don't need to. They know that they have the market. They're like, no, we're good. But Winwing does do a lot of discounts on their own. Are you using Toby? If so, what do you have your pitch settings set to? Can't seem to look very far down. I'm not using Toby right now, as it was a little buggy for 24. I'm gonna have to reconfigure it, but they were pretty low. I think they were very low, probably in like the 10 or 15% range. I didn't really use it for looking up or looking down like significantly. I just honestly used it for taxiing, and that's kind of it. And maybe circuits. Two more subscribers. Appreciate that. We have some news coming in from a little lesser known company called Sim Workshop, which was recommended to me by SimBlitz. So we're in contact with Sim Workshop, and hopefully we'll be able to show you some of their cool Airbus gear as well. No, I haven't bought it. I need to. I need a new GPU more than anything else at the moment. Yeah, what's the GPU you have? I forgot what you have. Hey, look, if you want to buy a 5080, I'm probably going to sell mine and get a 5090, so... Sam Guilford, welcome, welcome. Thanks for stopping by, my friend. Hope you're doing well. We're in the absolutely gorgeous MD-11, which I should check my top of descent, because I think we... No, we're still good. I was like... we're probably coming up to it. But, yeah, thank you for stopping by. Sam, did you buy the MD-11? If you haven't, all I can say is fantastic. Fantastic. Flight model, fantastic. Visuals, fantastic. Sounds, a little bit of work on those. Running a 3080, but I want to see if the NVIDIA launcher launches any cards more than 16 gigs other than 5090. Yeah, you're going to need the 5080 Super, if anything. That's kind of it, really. That's what I'm kind of waiting on as well. All right, let's go ahead and start plugging in some stuff. By the way, guys, let me see if I can get this actually really quickly. Let me see if I can do this on the fly, no pun intended. We're going to be... Mr. Aviation Bros has made new... thumb... or little emojis for us. Let's quickly see here. I wonder if they can add them in mid thing here. Mid thing is the correct terminology. Just adding in this thumbnail here. Save to publish. It might not work for the next 24 hours, but we'll see if it works here. DLSS 4.5 looks worse and performs worse on my card than TAA. Yeah, I have the newest frame gen. I'm not really using the newest DLSS. I don't really care for the newest DLSS. It was okay, but TAA still works better for me. Not got it yet? Sam, let's have a talk. You gotta do yourself a favor. You gotta buy this freaking plane. This thing is awesome. Really, really cool. It's kind of limited in what you can do route-wise, I guess, if you're like a realistic flyer. But I do like these make-believe stuff, so for me, it's cool. I think you'll enjoy it, though. The flight models are really, really good. I'm not even sure if they're gonna do supercars for the 50 series. I thought they were supposed to, but they might just do like 60-80 and give that 20 on the VRAM. I'm hoping for the Rosefire B107 panel to go on pre-sale soon. Yeah, that one looks really cool too. I'm in talks with Rosefire with that too. I actually have to get back to them. I forgot about that. It's at least going to be a few years until NVIDIA makes a new GPU. They have invested heavily into the AI. I'm not saying 5090 is the last GPU they'll make, but it's going to be a bit. Yeah, I probably agree with that one too. There's Zebra coming with the butter emoji. Whoever gave Zebra membership. I'm just joking. I'm gonna refresh the page. Let's see if the emojis have been entered in here. It might be on the next stream though. Oh no, they're there. All right, next time someone donates, guys, whoever you guys are members, next time someone donates, you got to use the Dalla Dalla emoji sign. And then on our approach setup, we have a weather weights plates emoji. And we made that, it was Mr. Aviation Bros on YouTube. Aviation Bros made those for us. Dalla Dalla. I need I need like a little, what's it called? Like a little jingle when someone donates. Anyways, let's go do the weather weights plates. So let's get the weather over there. In wherever we're going, Copenhagen. Copenhagen. They're showing winds out of the west, light wind, clear sky, -1 degree. And it's actually a standard QNH of 1013. It keeps that simple. We're going to go to perf. Get weather information. Oh, we're getting a little bit of bumps here. We're going to go belts. That's okay. There we go. That's the wind there. That's everything there. Landing weight. Get landing weight. Auto brakes minimum. Reverse is all. Let's do calculate. What about flap 50? Saves about 400 feet. So we could do a flap 35. That's fine. So out of 10,250 feet, we stop distance available of that is 9,950. And of that 9,950, we're using 4,900 feet. So just half the runway, basically. So that's going to work out pretty good for us. We're going to go take off and approach. I guess length is the runway. 9950. Nope. Don't really know what that stands for there. But it's a flap 35 land, V approach of 140, the VREF of 135. I can click flap 50 land though. And it does change. We'll go back to 35. What is flap 35 right there? Okay, cool. Just so I have it in my brain. So that looks like it's pretty much set up and ready to go. I'm going to press flight plan. And I assume with the winds the way they are, they're going to be doing 2-2 left or 2-2 right. Let's see here. Two left should be more than fine for us, so we'll choose 2-2 left. I already have the star plugged in. We're going to do ILS 2-2 left. And let's go ahead and see if that exists somewhere on our star. Adobe. Adobe isn't on there, so that's fine. Actually, what am I doing? 2 left. Let's make sure. Let's take it from Odilk. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Odalk. We'll go ahead and insert that. Sweet. That doesn't look good. Oh, it's because it overrode the direct, I guess. Let's go plan. Is that just like the missed approach or something? Why does it have it going all the way? Alright, well, it looks good for the time being. Well, we'll see how that goes later on, fellers. Let me do actually a quick check with it zoomed in here. Ah. Let's just go direct Monac. Monac, Nesco. Then it has the approach, and then I guess the missed approach, which is pretty stupid, but sure. All right. We can do that. Where's my top of descent now, I wonder? Am I already past it? No, top of descent's over there. Alrighty. Yeah, Super says, thank you, Semblance. Charlotte says, I've already downloaded the MD-11. It's just not showing in my hangar. Make sure you paid the 5. Did you have it from 2020 or from 24 already? Because you're gonna want to make sure you have the 2024 version of the MD-11. I'm holding off and big purchases. Not sure if I told you that I'm going to Sao Paulo this May with my girlfriend. We're going down there for 2 weeks. Oh, nice. Okay. Well, yeah, enjoy that. We're going actually as well, Brazil, in the end of August. I visit my girlfriend's family out there. I'll give you guys a bit of a brief of what's happening here. So we're going to be taking the Monac 5 Charlie. We're direct Monac currently. The Nesco. And we're going to follow this all the way to Adobe. Then we're going to go via Odilk, max 220 out 3000. And then inbound for the ILS runway 22 left. Loc is OXS, which is 1095. I'm not sure if this auto-tunes, but just to make sure, let's just put in here 109.5 / the course is 217. I think it does auto-tune, but I'm just going to put it in there because I don't trust it. So put that in there like that. Auto brakes will be minimum. And the barometric altimeter, so the minimum will be on the Cat 1, 208. So let's go over to, I want to make sure it's set to, that's DH. I want baro. There's baro. Nope. There we go. Baro. 208. Perfect. And let's see here on the star. The lowest we're going to get is 4,000. We can go ahead and arm 4,000 feet. And prof to 4,000, hold at 34,000. VNAV is already ready to go. We're doing good, guys. We're doing good. Don't have to click anything. It's already saying it's VNAVing to 4,000. It knows in its brain that I have to do that. Zebra, yeah, I am going IRL to Brazil for vacation. W. Get the W's in chat. W's in the chat. There's a delivery downstairs for me from FedEx, but I didn't order anything from FedEx. A large brown box. I'm very intrigued right now. This might be like some cool Moza stuff that I don't know about. Alright, guys. You got this, right? I'm gonna go change my shirt. We're at 340.8. Prop to 4,000. Your control. I'm gonna get this large brown box from FedEx downstairs, and maybe I'll get to show you something on camera here very shortly. I'll be right back. Alright guys, well I'm back. Dead Aviation, hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. I bought the 2024 version. I just don't know why it's not loading and showing up my hangar. Yeah, honestly, don't know. I just used the TFDI installer. It had me do an update of the installer and it worked just fine. I can confirm to you guys, though, it is a large brown box, and it is from Winwing, or Wind Control. I just have to see if I'm able to even allowed to show it or not. I'm going to keep it off the stream just in case, but I'm going to message my contact at Wind Control and see if I can post some pictures later. Oh, the suspense. It is. It's a massive box, and it's very heavy. And no, I don't think, I'm 99% sure it's not the force feedback yoke they have coming out, but that would be really cool. I think I'm able to share it, but I'm not too sure. I'll be posting. I'll post a picture in the Discord for you guys. Not of what it is. I haven't even opened it that far yet, but of the sheer box size. The thing is a pretty big box. I'm not so sure if I'm trusting this VNAV. I might tell it to start down now if I can. But we'll see. We'll let it. We'll leave it to its own devices, and we'll see if this works. Hope you guys are enjoying the flight so far. You gotta go mixture of butter? I'll try, man. This airplane's very hard to butter. Thanks for stopping in. Really appreciate you guys sticking with me here. We're going to start up flight recorder so we can use that later. That retro Alitalia livery looks really good on the MD-11. Yeah, it looks fantastic. This livery looks really good on the MD-80 too. I might buy the MD-80 soon. American Bare Metal looks really good. Oh, dude, yeah, I downloaded that one actually. I downloaded that livery. That's a really good one. We might do some like Newark operations with that, like Newark to where can we fly? Newark to Mini. That airport, that flight being Minneapolis scenery is pretty good. Although we just did a mini flight, maybe Newark to like Atlanta or Denver. Or maybe Newark to maybe somewhere in the I don't think they'd take the MD-11 to the Bahamas, but we do Newark Toronto with a MD-11. How well does it fly? This airplane, I'm not trying to glaze this or say more than it is. I paid for this with my own money, so I wasn't given this plane at all. I paid for it. I paid for the upgrade as well. This airplane has one of the best flight models in the sim, if not the best. I think it's better than the Phoenix. I think it's better than the 737. The iFly 37 is pretty good up there, but the iFly 37 has that helium 2024 balloon flare effect that all the planes have, unfortunately. This feels fantastic to hand fly, especially with the Moza yoke. If you pair it up with a force feedback yoke or a good yoke, it is fantastic to hand fly. Really, really good. So I can't say a thing bad about it. The two things I have like wrong with it or could be fixed, the sounds could be made a little better. You know, if Boris did it. And then there's a nav data problem, but there's a JSON file fix to make it work. But that's about it. If you're on the edge for this AvGeek, 100% send it. Fantastic airplane. Performance is amazing as well. Really, really recommend getting this one. This should be on your list of to pick up this year. I might do so. We'll do some American ops in this with the old bare metal skin. That'll be cool. And we're also going to do obviously some FedEx stuff, and maybe even some. Let's do some Swiss ops. How's the Moza yoke? It's fantastic. It's fantastic. If you do want to buy anything from Moza, I do have an affiliate link down below. The Moza yoke I purchased with my own money, and the Moza AB6 that I have, they actually sent me that to review. The AB6 blew me away in DCS. It is fantastic to fly with the AB6. I can't go back from force feedback without that AB6 anymore. The yoke is really good too, but if you're used to flying pendular type yoke aircraft, I'd probably wait till there's a pendular force feedback. But it is still really good. It does the job in both realms, but pendular force feedback will be my next step, I think. What a great year for the classic jets. Yeah, dude, the one I want the most is the 747-100. Actually, the one I want the most is the Concorde, but we're not going to get that from Flight Sim Labs like ever. But the 47-100 is what I want, and the L1011 looks really cool too. All right, just coming up to our top of drop. It's going to be a very steep descent. I'm kind of interested to see what happens here, to be honest with you. I don't think it's calculated into its account that Nesco is 250 knots. But maybe it has. It thinks it's going to lose half of its height in 36 miles. 15 grand, so it'd have to do about 3,000 to 4,000 feet a minute. It's possible. I'm waiting for Synaptic 220 like anyone else, but maybe after that. Yeah, the 220 is cool. It's going to be another Airbus, but definitely a cool little airplane. I tried it at the Expo. The developer's real nice. I really want the 7.5 from Bluebird. I want that one a lot as well. I wouldn't mind a bit more EFB functionality, but otherwise it's amazing. Yeah, I'm always on the other side of this. I don't care for the EFBs all that much. A lot of people love these EFBs. I came from an era of flight sim when the EFB wasn't a thing. Everything was done through the FMS. All your actions were done through here. Even your pushbacks and all that stuff are done through that. So this is kind of whatever for me. Charts I have Navigraph for anyways, open on a different screen. But yeah, I guess you can use it here, right? But it does what I need to do. I need to get a flight plan, send FMS, set the fuel. That's all I need. Other than that, I really don't care. I almost got a Boeing yoke this year, but opt for the Bravo throttle, but thinking ahead for next Christmas. Well, man, if there's anything you want to buy, take a look at the description. We have discount codes and affiliate links, so feel free to save some money. The Moza yoke is a good option, but the Winwing, or the wing control, I keep saying Winwing, the wing control yoke will be coming out hopefully sometime this or maybe next year. I'm not really sure when, but hopefully that's on its way shortly. That'll be a really cool plane as well. I want to force it to start descending now. I guess I could. With, by pushing. It just seems like a very late descent point. I don't think this is going to work, but I'm going to test this for science. Is that force feedback as well? The wing control yoke will be force feedback, yes. I tried it at the Expo. It was fantastic. And I'm currently using the Moza AY210 yoke. That's what I'm currently using. This is force feedback as well. It's all on Moza's website. You're way too high for your top descent, I think. Oh, I think so too. I think so as well, Sam. I am in complete agreement with you, but I'm doing this for science. I want to see why it calculated such a late top of descent for me. Look, if it does 4,000 feet per minute, we can do it. And I'm thinking this thing at idle thrust falls like a rock, so I think it can do it. I'm doing this for pure science. He has Monic at 310 at 18,000, so it's almost going to cut his altitude a bit. Then it's going to reduce its rate of descent to go for 250, because that's not much of an altitude loss for 30 miles. So we're going to see what happens here. Is the VNAV page saying? We don't have a VNAV page. I don't think we have a VNAV page. We have a perf page. And then this. So we're going to be doing 0.8 and then 310 in the transition. 6K FP. Yeah, let's see. I'm curious. Do we have a VNAV page? I don't think we have one. Or I just don't know what it is. Which is very, very possible. Are winds entered? Probably not, but it's 25 knots or so. It's nothing crazy. That's about 0.2 of a difference on a glide path. Perf, next. Descent forecast. There you go. Didn't really do much. Oh, insert. I didn't do anything. Did someone make a not beaten up by 30 years of disgruntled pilots texture pack? This isn't that beaten up actually, man. This is actually pretty new looking, I'm not gonna lie. Like at least from coming from an RJ, like a 20-year-old RJ, this is like missing paint. Like I think this is more scuffed up in real life. I would like this to actually be more clapped out if possible. Need another PUR career discount code? I got like 4 faces to buy with all these planes coming out. True. Hey, well, you know what? We have some PUR career news coming out shortly. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna ask him right now if we'd be able to do another discount code for you. All right, I just sent the email out right now about the discount code. What is the max descent rate on the RJ? That would be, there is no max descent rate. Just don't exceed the speed limit. There was a captain once that missed his descent point, and it said 8,000 feet per minute required. And he went idle boards, got to 50 knots or so at 35 grand, and went 9,000 a minute. And as long as you don't break the speed restriction, you technically didn't break the limitation of the airplane. There's no max. Now, the pressurization might not catch up, which becomes a max, but that's not an actual limitation of the airframe. And not to my knowledge is there one for the air pressurization either. But apparently he asked the crew after, and no one could tell a difference, so... Now, I've never done that. The most I've done is about 37 in the RJ. Now, I wasn't there with that person, so that story might not be true, but I don't know really why you'd want to lie about that. I have a guess. Yeah, I fly the CRJ 900 NG for a North American airline. So we're coming up over here to Monik, then Olblip, and then from then on we're going to Nesco. Now this is where I wish it had like an RJ thing where it could tell you like feet per minute required to that current waypoint. That'd be nice to know. But look, it's gonna be, we're gonna have 36 miles. We're gonna have 40 miles, so it's about 7 minutes or so, or maybe like 5 minutes to descend. So 5 minutes, 2,000 a minute. Yeah, it should be able to do it if it could do 2,000 to 3,000 a minute. It should work out. That you'll admit to? No, 37. I haven't done more than 37. Again, there's no limitation on the airplane, so I could admit to more. But as long as you don't exceed the speeds, you're good to go. But very rarely do we need more than... Our usual is 3. Our default profile for descent is 3,000 feet per minute. So it's sometimes you need a little bit more here and there. And not 3 degrees, 3,000 feet per minute, which is about 4 degrees or so on any, depending on the winds and stuff. I'm curious to see what happens here. Alright, here comes the top of descent. I asked that because I was flying in LaGuardia last year on the CRJ, and I'm not sure if we were too high, but we had a very high descent rate. Just did not is that common. So so the 3,000 feet per minute is the usual, which is about 3 degrees just nose down at that altitude at that speed, maybe 4. But I'd have to know the number. Like it might seem excessive in the back, but it might actually not be that much. So I'd have to have a number. Once you're past like 36, you know, you're starting to get a little excessive. Okay, there's the marker. We just passed it. Prof to 4,000, vert alert. Prof to 4,000. Oh my god, it's pitching so hard. I don't think it would do that real world. I think it's probably a 3 degree 3 degrees per second limitation. But we're doing 2,000 a minute. That's not that bad. It's gonna bring idle thrust most likely. Oh, it actually needs thrust. that's how draggy this thing is. It needs thrust at 2,000 feet per minute descent. We would be close to idle in the RJ. Not idle, but close to it. This thing's a tank. Now this crossing line I think is from the missed approach, which I kind of hate having there. Would they get mad, IRL, if you overshoot the loc on an ILS approach? On an ILS approach, yes, especially if there's a simultaneous approach on the other side. If it's like a 2-1 left and a 2-1 right situation, yeah, they're not going to like that at all. The RJ does have a known problem with intercepting localizers in real life. So the tips and trick we do in real world that I actually have in a video I posted is we go to the progress page 2, and we'll click the approach button once our cross track is under a mile, and that sometimes alleviates the problem. Another way to alleviate any headache is go 180 flap 8. Out of the slower you go, it seems the better it can kind of do with it, because it can take a tighter turn. But winds screw it up all the time. Now, in a visual approach, they may not like it as much, but you won't get as yelled at. All I know that pilot was determined to get down. Landing was butter, though. It was an American Eagle. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. It's hard to butter the RJ. It's actually a very difficult airplane to land, the 900. The 200 was pretty simple, from what I know about, from the training I did on it, like very little bit. The 200, you just pulled idle power at 50 was our SOP. At 30 feet, you just put the nose to the horizon. Maybe a tiny bit more at 10 feet, a little tiny flare, and then because the gear was trailing like gear, every landing felt like a butter. Whereas the 900 just has that straight pull, and it's a very, very different airplane to land. It's an airplane that's been stretched beyond its design point, so it just flies weirdly. Also, with the engines being above on the tail, the adding or reducing power is opposite. So if you add power in the CRJ, the nose goes down, versus nose going up on every other airplane with underslung engine. Little weird quirks. She is riding that high-speed Buffet. I would like some sort of banana bar, like where are we going to be on our descent path? I don't know why they wouldn't include that. Wonder if it needs more drag. No, I mean, it has power, so it doesn't need drag right now. Usually nav to loc works pretty fine, I think, in the sim. Nav to loc? You mean pressing the nav button to get localizer mode? Yeah, we don't do that unless you've been cleared loc only. You would do nav mode, which is loc in green needle. But if you've been cleared approach, you press the approach button. There's no real point to not do that. If you got the choice, which aircraft would you fly for the rest of your career? Like, are they currently flying, or could it be anything? If it's anything, Concorde. 100% Concorde. It's in blue like Airbus? Oh, over there. Alright. It's looking good so far. It's kind of a bad color. It gets washed in, but let me turn data off. That's still pretty washed in there. That's okay. A-okay. A-okay. It's a good thing it's visual. I haven't done an ILS approach in this thing in about 2 years, so I think I remembered what to do with it. Should be okay. In VNAV, we trust. That's it, man. This is for science. It's looking like it's hitting its marks. I mean, look, it's going to be 18,000 feet or so by Munich. Then by here, it's going to just slowly, it's going to start to reduce its rate of descent, get to 250 knots. This thing's a brick. I mean, look how much thrust. Look how it needs 65 N1 to maintain its speed in this descent right now at 2,000 a minute. 65 N1 in a CRJ land with flat 45 in gear is accelerating on final approach. Like, this is a lot of thrust to maintain a descent rate of 2,000 feet per minute with clean. So this thing's a brick. I'm sure you can probably get like 7,000 a minute out of this thing if you want idle thrust. Maybe 5,000. Currently flying, the 350 is just gorgeous. Should I say 727 like out in the like Columbia? No. I'll probably pick a 350. That thing's just beautiful. The problem is I want the airplane, but I don't know. I want to do like LaGuardia to Boston with a 350. I don't want to do like 9-hour flights, 10-hour, 15-hour flights. Like, that's boring. I like the actual flying aspect of takeoff and landings and stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind, but I like 4 to 5 hour hops are good. So if I can own the airplane, I'd own a 350 and then do whatever I want with it. But if I had to like be a career pilot on it, airline wise, I'd probably take the 330, 321 Neos. Would be nice. Do you have Atlanta? I do. I just never use it. I see absolutely no point for it in what I do out of simming. But I do have it. Unfortunately, the autopilot following with Moza yoke does not work for this aircraft. That's usually because of a it's usually because of a sim telemetry data problem. How is that United Express can fly their CRJ over the Rockies, but AC can't fly from Calgary to Vancouver? So we can. It's the ERJ that can't fly over the Rockies. The Embraer 175 can't. It's due to our mountainous restrictions. So the 175 has the same engine as the CRJ, the CF34-8C5. Problem is the 175 doesn't have enough rudder authority, so they had to derate those engines from what the RJ has. They're derated for less power on the Embraer. So if you lose an engine on the Embraer 175, they in Canada aren't certified. They don't have enough thrust to our specifications to fly in the Rockies. CRJ is coast to coast. Coast to coast is the CRJ. That's why it's the best. Faster, better pilots, and just slick and clean looking. It looks mean. When the CRJ is coming at you and just looking at you on the ground taxiing with its butt in the air. All right, so now it's thinking about getting its speed on back. So there's idle thrust at about 500 a minute. This is pure science. I don't think it's going to meet this, like, at all. Maybe it will. Maybe it has the greatest VNAV of all time. It's perfect. Let's see. I'm curious. I'm not going to touch anything. Well, 727 fair enough. Coast-to-coast daily trips with the 350 would be a pretty cool gig. Yeah, man. I'd be down for that. Dude, I think it's going to make it. It's just a brick. It's just a brick. It's actually a pretty good VNAV system. We'll let it do what it wants. There's 250 coming up. There's Nesco at 250. Now that's, ladies and gentlemen, much to our surprise. There's 10,000 feet, 250, which is not a waypoint, but need to be below 9,000 though, so it's probably going to ask for some spoiler, I hope. Let's see. It's still getting 1,000 a minute out. Oh, we got tons of time though. Does Canada have essential air service where the government pays for flights to more remote parts? No. I don't believe so. Not to my knowledge, at least. Guys, I haven't actually been to Copenhagen ever in 2024. Possibly ever even in 2020. I used to have a fly Tampa scenery for P3D. It was a very cool scenery. But don't know if I've ever been in the 2020s. All right, well, we're coming up on 10,000. Let's go ahead and get our landing lights on. We're going to ding our belts here. I guess it did 2 dings then anyways by itself, so we'll leave that alone. I might as well arm our spoiler now. And altimeter is still standard down there, so we're still good. Does this plane shoot directs? I hate how some planes do that in the sim overshoot. Does it shoot directs? You mean when you go direct in the FMS and it doesn't plan it properly and has to overturn? Because that's what it does do that in this one for sure. It does not give itself enough room to turn. Yeah, this VNAV is doing really well, guys. Below 9,000. It hit the 250 restriction. I'm actually quite impressed. I didn't think I was going to make it, but this thing's a brick, and it just falls. And it falls at a good rate. I'm hoping we have the 747 from PMDG by the end of the year. I did not even get the 737. It seemed a waste of money to pay $30 for the same plane in 24. It is a waste of money. The problem is, if you want an 800, that's the waste of money you're going to have to spend. That's the problem. So, on the streaming side of things, you know, it's good to stream that airplane once in a while. Yeah, I found the Phoenix does the directs pretty good. Phoenix is pretty good. The CRJ in 2020 in version 2, we had it working really well. And then when we made the new flight flight model update, it got screwed up in 2.1 and 2.4. So the directs in the RJ suck. Now the 7.3 does it pretty well. But that might be the way the plane does it. Maybe the MD-11 does it that way. I'm not too sure. All right, we're going to give ourselves an open descent. I think it's a push. Nope, no, it's not a push. Not a push, not a push. I made a mistake. It is a pull. Same as Airbus. All right. Idle clamp 4,000. So it's going to go idle thrust, and it's going to give me as much descent ready as I can get to hold this 245. I'll make it 220. And we're coming up on some weather there. It's 4 degrees. We're going to go ahead and throw the engine and wing anti-ice on. We'll throw the tail on too. Why not? Noise detected. I am aware of that. Not yet. Not yet, airplane. There will be. Should be, at least. I think that direct to behavior is accurate to the actual MD. Pretty sure they double punch the fix once the direct is fixed with it. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Is some airplanes actually do it. The RJ shouldn't need to do that. It's actually pretty good at estimating how much it needs to turn. But that's a thing of the McDonnell Douglas. Good old McDonnell Douglas, Rob says. I'm a huge Boeing person. I like Airbus more. Oh, I'm not a huge Boeing person. Yeah, Airbus is cool. In a sim, I just find them boring. I respect them. I'd like to fly one, but they're, you know, I'm in a sim. I'm trying to, you know, I want to do a little bit of stuff. This airplane is very Airbusy, believe it or not. Everything's automated here, except for the anti-ice. But, like, all this is all automatic. It just looks like a lot because you have a third engine, so they had to triple up everything. You always want to get your anti-ice on, by the way, before you've entered the icing conditions. That's why it's anti-ice. It's preventative and not de-icing. Like a Q400 has de-ice your boots, so you can put it on after you've gotten ice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start vectoring myself. And we're going to go down to 3,000 feet. Pull. And we're going to go, let's see if I can know how to do it. Direct. CH610. And then I want to radial in. Intercept course. I think that's how you do this. What was it? Where's my chart? I deleted my chart. Let's get back. Approach. Oh my gosh, they're not categorized. I think it was 237. Actually, I have it here. 217. $610. 217. Okay, I didn't really want that. I wanted to clean up all this like a direct intercept, but that's fine. We'll just do direct 610. Call it a day. I'm just gonna give myself vectors at this point. I'll have to learn how to do the to clean it up a little bit. How to do the direct intercepts. Altitude. 4 for 3,000. We're gonna go ahead and give ourselves slower. 200 knots. We're gonna select our flap into the 0 position. Copenhagen traffic, it's Alitalia 111, 4 for 3,000 feet, left base, runway 21 left. Alright, there's a hold at 3,000 feet. We're going to go ahead and click our approach button here. Approach land. Land armed. What preset are you using for the Moza yoke? I have my own preset that I made. If you'd like to check it out, it's on my Discord under the training resources. It's my own that I've made. Are you landing flaps full or is it not needed? I'm going to do 35. I don't think it's needed for flap full today. There's our glide slope alive. Yeah, it does have a wall of flaps. I'll give it less of an intercept course there. Might have to start descending here, but that's okay because the next one's 2,000 feet, so that's okay. All right, let's go. Perfect. We don't have to do anything. Localizer captured. Glide slope captured. 3,000 for the mist. Runway's in sight. Visual landing, visual calls. Let's do it. Gear down. Slowing 170. Flap 28. Look at that thrust coming. It's like, oh my god, on that flap. I've always wondered, IRL, is it more common to land with flaps 30 or 45 in the RJ? So CRJ is always flap 45. Always flap 45. All our normal landings are 45. Engine out situations or abnormal situations, we'll have flap 20. And then if it's a flapless landing, or, you know, if you're stuck at flap 8 or whatever, those are different situations. But normal landings are 45. Abnormal and engine outs are 20. The camera's on for you guys. We're going to press the replay button here. Copenhagen traffic. It's Alitalia 111. 5 miles short final. Runway 21 left. Away. That was in English. Getting tired. Flap 35. And it was a ref of 143. Stabilizer motion. Alright, let's hand fly this thing a little bit. This thing hand flies very well. The recording is recording. The recording is doing the recording. Autopilot disengaged. Thank you. Look how much movement in these. Look how much. Oh, it's gorgeous. Amazing flight model. Might have to stiffen this up a little bit. No jokes intended there. This airplane is very easy to get low on a slope. It has a lot. It will try to nose down on you very aggressively. So just be aware of that. We're going to correct on the pappies there. Alright guys, get your landing rates in the jet. Auto throttle disengaged. Landing. Correcting height. Don't do too much, though. This airplane will sink easily.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
You got our reverses out. Manual braking. I should have briefed this because I don't know if I should exit right or left. We're going to exit right. I think we actually had to exit left, but that's okay. We're going to go straight to the replay, guys, anyways, so. That was not too bad. That was pretty good. I'll turn the cameras off. Starting at a little bit more brake, just ever so slightly. I've never actually done a flap 35 landing in this. I've only done 50s, so that was pretty. That was a cool little different experience there. Alright guys, you guys in the chat right now, let me know if you guys want to go all the way back to the gate, park, shut down, and then do the replay. Or do you guys want to just go straight to the replays? I normally go straight to the replays, but I love this airplane so much I might actually taxi it back. You guys let me know right now in the chat. I'll go slow. In the meantime, I'll get my after landings out of the way here. I did forget my runway turnoffs, but that's okay. I guess I put that to taxi. TCAS can come off, or go to transponder. And I should have had this off a long time ago. Kind of forgot about it. I felt like the auto brake didn't do much, but it probably did. You guys let me know. Oh my gosh, I'm going way off here. Let's go back. I love doing those views, but I can't tell where I'm going. Taxi sounds good to me. Alrighty. I have no idea where they'd park here, so I'm going to pick a random spot. Kind of happy there's no ATC online right now. Let's put these brightness down a little bit. Just a wee bit. It looks like centerline, guys, as well as between these two little things here. You'll be, for the most part, on the centerline. I got to come a little bit left. Let's see what that looks like from inside. So just ever so slightly leaning towards the right side is centerline there. I'm going to take a left turn here. I do have rudder pedals I recommend, AvGeek. I recommend the Wing Control Skywalker pedals. The Wing Control is recently just coming out with Airbus rudder pedals. Cough, cough. More on that very soon. But I would really highly recommend the Wing Control rudder pedals or the MFG Crosswind rudder pedals. Those are very good too. Stay away from Thrustmaster as much as you can, unless you get it with a good price, which is not going to happen. But that's my recommendation. All right, we're going to go over there. Crossing 12 at Charlie. Copenhagen traffic. Italia 111 is crossing runway 30 at Charlie, Copenhagen. This is beautiful Fly Tampa scenery. You guys can pick this up, or even Rome as well at the beginning of the stream. You can pick these sceneries up on Contrail's website. I do have a discount code for you down below if you want to use that. It is a one-time use discount code though, so I'd recommend buying in bulk. Once we're clear here, we're going to go ahead and get our strobe lights off. I believe they're halogen. The newer NGs, I think, have LEDs, but they're still useless, so all the CRJ lights are useless. We're going to get rid of our strobe lights here. There we go. I forgot where he said that was. I think it was over in this corner. Well, these are the Bravo gates, so I think it might be down there. Yeah, because it said Charlie, so it has to be over there somewhere. That's 26. I'm hoping I'm going the right way. I didn't really plan to taxi back. I usually don't. Yes, I am going the right way. Cool. Logic wins again. Let's not cut all these taxiways off in half, though. Man, I can't wait to get a tiller. More on that later, by the way, on the tiller front. Oh, don't text and taxi. Really appreciate all you guys staying with me and with the whole flight. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out, pressing the like button, subscribing. Be sure to check out our new emojis that we have in the chat as well. I'll post them here in the chat. Those are our new ones. Members only gets those. Let's go ahead and start up the APU. Got a tower view for you guys as well.
Copenhagen traffic, Swiss 193 Tango, with you downwind, runway 26 right. Apologies, 22 right.
That guy's an awesome voice. I said 2-1, didn't I? I was 2-2 this whole time. Oh well. We'll just say the pole shift a little bit. That's Delta 1. I swear I thought it said it's off in this corner. Well, Delta 1 works actually just fine, so let's do this one. Alright, well, we see the crew. The APU is starting. Go ahead and turn off these the forward-facing lights so we don't blind our crew. APU is on. Let's start slowing down here. Looks slower than you actually are. I guess because we're so high up. He's not really standing where he's supposed to be standing, but that's okay. Plus I can't see him because he's... I guess I could see him. Don't know if I trust this. Okay, I trust a little bit more. Okay, he's gonna bang me into the sign, so I'm gonna like stop right there. How close are we? Yeah, I don't trust that guy at all. All right, we're stopping here. Freaking GSX, such a waste of money. Anyways, the engines are up online, and what we can go in, or sorry, the APU is up online. What we do is go ahead and close. Oh, I just turned the APU off by doing that, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay, don't click that button again. Don't be me. Just let it auto-transfer. Alright, well anyways. We'd let the belts off. Everything else is automatic. And then to start up for the replay. Ready to fly. Disconnect from VATSIM. Engines are all just coming online. LEDs are much more efficient, so that's interesting that they are sticking with the older bulbs. It's cheap, right? Aviation's, is it safe? Does it work? And it's cheap. Good. Man, the performance on this plane is fantastic. Nothing runs as good as this plane for me. It might be the Alitalia. Maybe it's all the spaghetti on board or something. All right, everything's started up in there. Let's go ahead and do flap to 35. We'll go ahead and arm our spoiler, which I never did disarm. There we go, just to make sure it works. Parking brake off. And the flaps are still coming on down. And we're going to go do the replay. Thank you.
Don't sink.
Thank you.
Don't sink.
1,000.
Don't sink.
My God, what a gorgeous airplane. I keep saying that, but it's just so beautiful. Are you using default replay tool? I'm using Flight Recorder. The tool is called Flight Recorder. It's free on the fs.to website. Hey, that was pretty good. I'm proud of that. I think that was a certified butter, guys. For an MD-11, I think that was pretty good. If you guys remember the chats, be sure to put the butter emoji in chat. I actually just got a message from one of the VATSIM controllers I was watching the landing, and he said they're closing the runway down due to too much grease. But awesome. Let's get some other views in here. This is what the tower saw. I'm telling you guys, this airplane is fantastic. I can't say enough good things about this thing, man. Smuff? I don't know what that means.
Stabilizer motion. 400. Stabilizer motion. Approaching minimum. Stabilizer motion. Minimum. Minimum. Stabilizer motion. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Get a couple more views of this, and then we'll call it a day there, guys. I want to say thank you so much for all you guys stopping in, staying with me through the whole flight. We'll be flying the MD-11 a lot more in the next coming few days. Absolutely fantastic airplane. TFDI knocked this one out of the park again. In my opinion, best flight model of the sim. I'm saying it.
Say
Wish the sounds weren't screwed up. I don't know what I'm trying to achieve with this one, but I think the tire sound might need a bit more work. It sounds like one of those 1950s movies. Alrighty, guys. Well, with that, we're going to wrap up our stream today. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's a fantastic airplane. If you guys have never flown the MD-11, don't be scared. Everything's automatic for the most part. CRJ's harder. Hashtag. Anyways, I guess the hashtag comes first. But no, the MD-11's awesome. You're going to love it. Take it out for a spin. Flight model's great. Systems are great. The visuals are great. The nav data is a fix for us, so if you have a nav data problem with your SIDS and stars, just look up online how to fix SIDS and stars TFDI MD-11, and it'll walk you through how to do it. And there's like plenty of YouTube videos on it. So we're going to leave it with this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and we will all see you in the next stream, probably in this thing. I love this thing. Bye-bye for now.